Big toe in it.
Mhm. All right. Got participants, we're gonna be sharing the screen. Okay. Pull the participants. My video panel. Go to meeting controls. All right.
You had a big weekend. Yeah.
Hmm.
Between all the, I just like baked myself in the sun and lived on margaritas. It was hard enough this morning. Wasting away in margarita.
The tan proves it. Well, I'm glad that you had fun. You definitely deserved it after all the things that you've been doing, so,
Thank you.
which I sincerely appreciate.
Oh, I appreciate you.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
It does.
Yeah. All right, 1 minute. I literally do a countdown to the last minute, on a minute before and on a minute after.
Everywhere I turn, I keep finding these. Everywhere I turn, I find them. Every time I go into a file on the computer, I find it and delete it.
Like I did a lot for those, but if you knew how much Karen did for those,
Well,
that,
we both worked on it, but they kept changing their minds on.
I know,
things.
it was
And
like
then
the vein of our.
we went
existence
from
for a while.
all of this to like that,
All right,
like half a page.
I appreciate you, Karen.
So.
I do too. I'm gonna miss you, Karen. I'm gonna miss you. Maybe Thursday we can go out for lobster again.
Ooh. I would do
Lobster.
that.
Sounds tasty.
Trish and I want to.
Yeah.
She's been talking about doing it.
Oh my God, yeah, let's invite Trish. Yeah, we'll have a hoorah out together. We can invite anybody that wants to come. Yeah. Well, because Seafood Kitchen has their lobster special on
But
Thursday.
you know what? I think it's now 25 instead of 22. I think they raised it $3.
Well, that's gonna depend on the market. It's gonna fluctuate. The
Oh,
price is
okay,
always
so
gonna
you just
fluctuate.
like check the.
Yeah,
the
so next
website that
Thursday, it could be $21 or it could be 28. It's
I
gonna
gotcha.
fluctuate, yeah. But Thursday at Seafood Kitchen is the lobster special days.
We went,
Yeah.
one, like literally at like 5:30, she goes, would you like to go eat lobster with me? Jake is working and then we're going to church and, you know, so we're not gonna have time to do it. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
in. Lobster.
Craving it so bad, and then you said that theirs was the best lobster you've ever had here in Florida.
Well, it's not Florida lobster, it's like northern lobster.
Yeah,
Like the
it's
Maine.
meat lobster.
Yeah, and it was pretty good. I mean, it really was, I had low expectations, to be honest with you. For 25 bucks,
Yeah, but it was
22 bucks,
good.
I thought, And I asked her how big it is, and she said, I like the way she said it, it's 1.5 pounds to 1.25 pounds.
Which makes a big difference.
But, you know, when you go into most lobster places, even in New England, what they usually serve for dinner is 1.25 pounds lobster. And you don't get a tremendous amount of meat out of it, but you get, you know, a good tail. And you thought there was no meat in the claws.
Oh, and
my
then
gosh,
she was like, that's the best part. Yes, it was. Yeah. Well, because I'd only ever had lobster tails before. That was my first time ever looking at an actual whole lobster on my plate. And then me and Karen, like, we're like cracking into it, like, it's flying.
Someone was doing mine once.
Yeah, that was fun.
Awesome.
Good.
All right, welcome to Command More Money Through Command. Kelly gets her clear personal session today. All for you, Kelly. So as we go through it, if you have any questions along the way, just feel free to ask. If you want to follow along on your laptop, you're more than welcome to. If you want to take any notes, by all means. I originally taught this class at the RE Summit last year. No, not last year, the year before that. So about like 2 years ago. I've discovered a whole lot more since I actually taught the class there, and I'm willing to share all the secrets that I have about Facebook ads today, what's really going to help your business, and just speaking from experience, what works and what doesn't work. So as we go through each of the sections of creating a Facebook ad, not only am I going to show you how to create it and how to, get a Facebook ad together, but all the steps that you should properly take in order to ensure success with your business. So if you are following along, feel free to just log into commandagent.kw.com. And today we're going to be working in the campaigns applet on the left-hand side. It looks like that megaphone in the center. And I already have an example pulled up for this class. And if you are going to create one from scratch, what you're going to want to do is click on Create Campaign at the top right-hand corner. You would click on Social Ad Paid. If it doesn't allow you to create an ad at the moment, let's just double check your settings just to make sure you have your Facebook connected. It only works for a business page, not a personal page. So if you don't already have a Facebook business page created, that's something that we, Sarah and myself, we can help you get set up for you. So that way you can start to run the ads. You're going to click on Social Ad Paid. And then you're going to want to put in the campaign name. The ads work best if you use a listing. If you do not have your own listing, it's completely okay. We could always seek out other agents in the office if there is a listing that they would let us use for a Facebook ad. That's always an option. Other successful Facebook ads that I've experienced out there were first-time homebuyer workshops and sometimes with the open houses. You're going to notice that with the Facebook ads, detail is going to be essential when creating the ad. You're also going to want to make sure that your marketing strategy is going to be there for whatever it is that you're trying to advertise. I'm going to do the example listing for today, and then I think that you'll get like a gist of kind of like where I pretty much go with when I have appointments with agents, and then exactly like where we go from just here, because doing a effective Facebook ad doesn't just not putting everything together real quick and just blurting it out. I like to make sure that everything looks good to the eye. I like to make sure all the details are there, because when it comes to internet leads, you can lose them that quick. So it's going to be really important that when we create the Facebook ad, that we're going through each of the sections very carefully to make sure that we have all of our ducks in a row and that everything matches, so we don't lose the trust with the customer or consumer. I'm going to click on advertise listing in just this example. And currently you have 3 options of where you want the campaign to run. So Facebook is always a plus. Facebook works the best of all 3 of these platforms. Since Facebook bought out Instagram, if you do select Instagram and you do have an Instagram business page, you'll be able to advertise on Instagram as well without connecting your account. Facebook, it's already integrated through Facebook. When I was at Family Reunion just a couple of weeks ago, I was able to get all 50 plus tech updates that are coming into Command, let's say by May. And, a big portion dealt with, the ads, which I'm really, really excited. And I can tell you that they are going to be eliminating Twitter, because there's really no agent in our company that advertises on Twitter. And instead, they're going to replace that with the Google paid search ads and then also TikTok. So you're going to have a marketing strategy for each platform that you use. I'm going to stick with Facebook and talk about Facebook just for today. When the updates come out and we get the TikTok and we get the Google paid search ads, I'll revisit this whole conversation and show you like what works and what doesn't work. Oh, we got Jose joining us. So what I really want to talk about next is just going into create a campaign, bottom right-hand corner. And after you give the campaign a name, of course, I do recommend doing the listing. So if it's like 123 Main Street. And then if you do like a hyphen and just maybe like the location that you're interested in advertising, this helps, especially if you want to advertise in multiple locations. So if I just did 123 Main Street, New York, I would just easily create the campaign and it will show up and open up my project. I am just going to open up my example campaign here so that way I could show you examples.
So you said, sorry to interrupt,
Very good.
that the listings categories, that's the, just to give the best response out of that.
Correct. Yep, absolutely. So when I did Facebook ads with Agents in Daytona, the ALC, Candace Curtis, if you ever want to talk to some of these agents, she spent maybe like a couple $100s on ads, $300-400, and she got a buyer from Miami and 2 investors from Southern California. It really depends on the market too, especially when it comes to location. And I also have a tool to help you when in the time of need when you are ready to create that ad using ChatGPT, which I'll show you how that can maximize your business today too. But also too, like the one benefit that Keller Williams Agents has is that we're the only brokerage that has our own specific relationship and contract with Facebook and Google, where our agents get the leads for $2 a piece on average. So of course, doing the strategy the correct way, I'm going to walk you through it through these sections that you see here. So in front of you on the left-hand side are the sections that we're going to go through to edit. The right-hand side will be what your ad ultimately looks like. What I'm really excited about with these Facebook ads is that, yeah, today I'm going to show you how to do the Facebook ad the correct way, but pretty soon, oh, Allison's iPhone. But pretty soon, one of the other updates that are going to be coming to Command, it's going to be the whole idea of retargeting. So what that pretty much is going to do is once you create the Facebook ad for the listing and we send it out there, the consumer sees it or scrolls past it. The AI algorithm is going to track their activity even after they leave Facebook. So if they decide to go to Zillow.com for a search or Realtor.com,
Can you send me the link? Apparently the one on the calendar isn't correct.
sure.
Just send it to me and I'll blast it out.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. We're gonna have to look into that too, because that's not the first time that that's happened.
Okay.
I posted it on the WhatsApp group thing because I was in that other group with the other link and there were like 4 people there.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Sure.
And Zoom link. Here we go. Okay. Okay, where was I over here? Oh yeah, so the idea of retargeting. So the Facebook ad will go out with the address, all of that. The consumer leaves Facebook, maybe they go to Zillow.com or Realtor.com to do a quick search. And then when they revisit Facebook again, all of a sudden there's going to be another ad for a listing with you as the agent, but it's actually going to be for a property that they actually wanted or what they searched for, which is going to be more amazing than ever. So that way you can keep that connection alive. Inside of the campaign of Command, the left-hand side, everything is IDX fed. So if you need to change out the listing or if you need to search for your own property, you'll be able to do so. Since everything is IDX fed, everything is found inside of the MLS. So everything will filter over. Top right-hand corner, only my listings, you can change to all listings in case you wanted to use somebody else's listing. And once you select, all the details of the property will filter over. Of course, you'll be able to make any edits that you want to in the text. So with the text, we have 3 sections: the main copy, the headline, and the description. On the right-hand side, the main copy is going to be what you see at the top. The headline is going to be towards the center here, and the description is going to be towards the bottom that you see right here. With the main copy, the key to all of this is to make sure that you're going to highlight features of the property that the consumer is going to want to click on the ad to see more pictures of. So in this example, we have a Surfside Club condo. We've got, the building has completed a 4 million restoration, so you got the brand new walk-in entry pool, the rebuilt decks, new hurricane-rated doors and windows, new landscaping, paving around the pool, new outdoor furniture, all things that, you know, the consumer may find interesting, so that way they're gonna wanna click on the ad just to see more pictures of it. Of course, we're still gonna attach a landing page. I'll talk more about it when we get a chance, but that way you're establishing everything that you're promising inside of this ad is reflected appropriately on the landing page. With the headline, we got just listed. Now you can get super creative since you only have 25 characters for the headline. I do recommend, instead of some other options could be, you know, hot on the market, upgraded features that are a must-see. In some situations, maybe price reduced. In that situation, if you have a specific situation where you're seeking advice on what the headline should be, you could always reach out to Sarah or myself and we can give you the best possible advice ever. What I really like about the main copy, the headline, and then finally the description should always say, or something like this, click for price, location, and more photos to see, and then kind of like an adjective to describe what the property is like. Your beach getaway in this example, obviously a condo on the beach. We definitely want to highlight that feature. It's an attractive feature, especially when those from either up north or, you know, across the country want to move to Florida. Oh, we got a lot more people joining us on Zoom. So if you ever need like assistance with coming up with any type of content, I highly, highly recommend that you download ChatGPT or create an account. I have the link here if anybody needs an email to them. For those of you that don't know, ChatGPT is automated artificial intelligence that can help maximize your business. You can pretty much ask it any type of question, it will answer it right away for you. You need help on knowing how to do something, you could ask ChatGPT, it will list out all the steps for you. If you need help, and this kind of goes a little bit beyond just like Facebook ads, but besides just content that's needed, it will also write a bio about you. It will also write your listing descriptions for you. It will also provide social media content for you as well. So, I do have a couple of like previous ones that I have written out. So for example, here's one that we just did a little earlier ago. Where are the most amount of buyers moving to Florida? Where do they come from in this market? So it will automatically do the research and let you know that these specific places may be places that you're going to want to target because the most amount of people are actually coming from these locations. And then below it, of course, you see like some type of description. I did the one right here. I just did like a little chicken scratch and it completely molded a whole listing description with detail in a matter of seconds. So if it's something that you think that you can utilize your business for, I recommend chat.openai.com/chat is something that you could utilize. Once you create a free account, automatically bookmark it on your computer because it does keep track of your internet browser and what computer you're on. It's completely free and can save you a whole lot of time. So if you need anything that was filtered from the MLS to be reworked, or if you're looking for additional adjectives, just utilize this program, ChatGPT, and it will completely write it out for you the way that you specifically want to. After you talk to it for the third time, it will pick up on your dialect and start talking like how you would talk, which a little bit of the scary part, but it helps.
You rights, like you wanted to change something, edit it.
Absolutely. So if it said, please write content for a real estate newsletter that is Easter related, it gave me a description of like some content. If I say, I really wasn't looking for that, I was looking more of the gear towards, I don't know, more church related items. So then it will automatically rework its response and filter out that way. Also too, if you're ever on here looking for social media content, just in general, or ideas, it will give like 10, like a list of like 10 ideas. But what's so cool about it, and I already tested this out, I'm always testing things out. If we ask the same question on another agent's ChatGPT, the same question, it lists 10 different
That's what I
solutions.
was curious about. It's like,
if,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to post the same thing that another agent just posted, who also use ChatGPT,
Yeah.
but it's different. It's different, so you're not gonna be
Absolutely.
like plagiarizing
Right,
ChatGPT, copying another agent, yeah. Good stuff.
Perfect. So yeah, so with the text, I mean, at the end of it, we're really just looking for a way to, you know, spark that curiosity in the consumer, so that way we're getting them to click on the ad. Again, main copy, highlight details of the property that you're gonna wanna see more pictures of. Headline, short and sweet to the point, should be really attention grabbing. And then the description, click for price, location, and more photos to see your beach getaway. That usually helps. Well, actually, I know that it helps because it did get Candace Curtis buyer, so. After the text, you're gonna move over into the media. Everything with the media and the photos is completely IDX fed. So it filters automatically from the MLS. They do recommend, you'll see a button here that says like either add photo or add more. You can go ahead and click on it, and it's automatically going to populate all the photos that are involved with the MLS. Again, this was an example from a couple years ago, so this listing was not the best. I was just using it to provide an example. The photos are kind of bad, but the whole concept of this is that you'd want to choose the one best photo and use that for your Facebook ad. When you do choose a photo, and I know it gives you an option to add more photos, stick with using at least one photo. Because again, you're wanting to spark that curiosity with the customer or the consumer, like you want them to click on the ad so that way they see more pictures of the property, which will make more sense. There's like an option when you initially create a Facebook ad where it says advertise listing or advertise multiple listings. Always choose just advertise listing. And the reason for it, and it's going to come down to the Facebook lead generation form. When the consumer, so you're sparking the curiosity with the consumer, they're wanting to click on the ad. When you select the Facebook lead generation form for the ad, it's going to, the consumer is going to click on the ad, they'll be taken to the lead capture form, and then take them to the landing page of all the properties that they want to see, or the pictures of the property and the additional details.
I'm trying to like mentally follow along in my head, like, just say that again once more.
Yeah, no worries. So like with the consumer, you're sparking that curiosity for them to click on the ad because of the text that we put. So if we have the Facebook lead generation form selected, which I'll show you where we can select that.
Okay.
The consumer will click on the ad. They'll have to fill out their information and then be taken to the landing page that we create that has all the property details and the pictures, which is going to be extremely helpful for both the agent and then also the consumer. The consumer is getting what they want, the agent gets the lead information, and they'll be able to follow up with them pretty much as soon as possible. If you selected the original option of advertising multiple listings when creating the initial ad, they do not give the option of a Facebook lead generation form, so your chances of getting more leads have diminished. So doing it with just advertised listing is going to be your best bet. After you have your photo selected, you're going to see that you're going to have the DBA logo or doing business as logo. Should be a Keller Williams logo or have the KW logo on top of it, or mixed in with your team logo, however you want that to be, as long as the KW logo is there for compliance purposes. And then you could either set that DBA logo position to be on the right-hand side of the ad or the left-hand side of the ad. You're gonna see here in this example on the right-hand side, the logo, it's not even that big. It shows up very small. And then more compliance pieces on the left. Each office is independently owned and operated, and then you're fully set with all of that. Whenever we do any type of marketing, I give the best advice I possibly can when it comes to just staying compliant. Especially like with FREC out there, you know, just wanting to just ticket everybody. But I always say too, like if you ever have any like questions about compliance that either I can't answer or I can't find online, you know, Connie, our managing broker, she is really good at answering those questions, and so is Jen Murray from compliance. Once you have your media all selected and the compliance pieces selected, Then we're gonna move down to the Facebook settings. So you're going to first see that your accounts, you're gonna link up your Facebook account to it. And then the page, you can only run these Facebook ads from a Facebook business page. So the reason why the Facebook business page is so important is because I have analyzed Facebook ads that agents have used in the past. And what I've noticed is sometimes an agent will join, not have a Facebook page created, they will create one and then just send out a Facebook ad. But one of the first things too, that the consumer is also going to be able to look at when they see your Facebook ad run through their timeline, they can actually click on your business page and find out a little bit more about you. So if you don't have a profile picture, if your business page isn't completely up to date, you kind of lose a little bit of credibility there because, anybody could think like, well, is this a spam site? Is this a real person? Am I really talking to them? So as a solution that I can help you all out with today, and this is something that would require an appointment, I call it digital business cards. And what I mean by digital business cards is that I have my GoPro. We'll set up like a meeting. We can use the media room or just like somewhere, with a nice background. And no more than 45 seconds, just a quick introduction of yourself, that you're in real estate and that you specialize in X, Y, and Z. And then what I will do is I will just take that, edit it. I'll put your information on it. I'll probably include a little like some B-roll from Canva, 15 seconds or less. So that way it's completely legal. Put your information on it. And then what we'll do, and this is no more than 45 seconds because of the attention span of a viewer, but we will pin it to the top of your Facebook business page. So that way anybody and also you get the organic views that way too, but anybody who visits your business page is now able to get a little bit of a glimpse of who you are, that you are a real estate agent, that you really are trying to help them for the best that you can. And then also too, like they can feel comfortable after they get to know you a little bit better just by reaching out. I do know that like a lot of these consumers are also going to be looking at these ads possibly, either late at night or early in the morning. So you always want to leave some like leeway for them to direct message you. So that way they don't feel, so bad about like calling or anything like that. You'd always be able to answer like their direct message or text, the next day, but at least you're not losing them by keeping yourself available with all options of communication. This is what we were just talking about a couple minutes ago, the destination. I know it looks a little bit confusing because it says Facebook lead generation form or site or landing page. You're going to want to make sure the Facebook lead generation form is selected. So that way the consumer will click on the ad, they'll capture their information, then take them to the landing page. If we just chose site or landing page, there would be no lead capture. Or if you do have a lead capture in your landing page, it's not a guarantee that they would fill it out. So the whole goal is to capture the information of all the leads who are interested in properties in the local moment. So that way, even if they're not interested in that specific property, it doesn't mean that you can't help them find a different property, but at least you know that they're in the market to purchase at some point in some time frame. The button label that you see towards the right-hand side, the bottom right, learn more. I found that if you are advertising a listing, that tends to work a lot better because the other options that you have are really just sign up and apply now, which really don't make too much sense, especially if they just want information about a property. The website URL, you have a couple of different options with this. We definitely want to make sure that we're not going to lose the trust of the internet lead. So we're going to want to create or have some type of landing page that coincides with all the property details, the additional photos that we were talking about. So there's a couple of options to that. One, we can always create a landing page inside of Command, which I'll show everyone how to do today. Or the other option is too, if you want to save yourself some time, you can go to your website and type in the property and the property details will come about. I'm just going to go to my website, just for example, a website that's kind of just used for just like testing. So if you go to your website, you can search for a property. So if I'm looking for 123 Main Street, Which, by the way, like our consumer websites, all of our technology is completely integrated, not just with Keller Williams listings, but all listings across the country. You can find anywhere. All right, I'm just gonna choose this one, 503 Main Street. And so you see that this is already kind of like a little bit of a landing page. You don't have to worry about another lead capture form. Your information will be located right here. So if they ask your agent, it would be, and they're connected to you, or if they're signed up with you, they could always sign up. And then they could be directly connected via direct message. Of course, your contact information will be located on here. And then of course they have information about upcoming open houses and nearby schools and a lot more market data, kind of like to what you see be similar to the monthly neighborhood nurture. You'll see the beds, you'll see the baths, you'll see the square footage, AC, and then you'll see all the additional pictures that you can select. Going to the right, you'll see if there's a price decrease, almost like a regular property search. So you can easily take this link, copy and paste it into command and make it your thing. If you want to create a personal landing page, you will be able to do so. And with the personal landing page, I'm going to log in, you're going to log into your command. And once you get there, you're going to want to click on the consumer applet, the last one located towards the bottom. And at the top right, I'm going to click on create new page as a landing page. And I'm going to click create page. I'm going to stay consistent and name my page at the top left by the listing address. So if I did 123 Main Street, that is what I would put as the title. And then you're going to see kind of similar to what you see with the Facebook ads. The left-hand side is going to be what our project looks like. The right-hand side are the widgets that we get to choose to create our landing page. So the order that you're going to want to create this landing page in is you're going to start with the branded header at the top right. This information pulls automatically from your marketing profile. So if you see that any information is not correct, we would have to go into your marketing profile, just make sure that we edit it for future purposes, or we could configure the widgets here and make those changes. The second item that you're going to put underneath this top bar, it's definitely going to be the listing. You're going to click drag and drop that. And then you're going to scroll to the bottom. You're going to want to click on the download my app. The personal app is something that I'm teaching next month. And you'll find out then too, like how it's going to integrate with the consumer applet, with the website, with the monthly neighborhood nurture email. And finally, just to end it, I will probably just click on the legal footer. We don't need another lead capture form. That is also if you want any type of advice. Sometimes agents will create like a Facebook ad, they use the Facebook lead generation form, but then for some whatever reason, they have like the automatic capture form too, like their own personal landing page, not one done through command. And they don't always realize it. So if you're using a landing page that is not command or it's something completely different, just do a test with it real quick to see if there's any pop-up that comes up like after like 2 minutes of looking at the website to see if it's like a forced registration to make you register like a second time. Because if that's the case, you know, internet leads, if they have to, I mean, they'll do it maybe once, you know, but if they have to do it twice, they're gone. Like they won't even answer your calls back. So you create the landing page, and then at the bottom right, you're going to click on configure widgets. And everything that has a green check mark is already completed, already done. What I'm going to do now is I am going to click on listing. I am going to click on browse listings. And again, everything is IDX fed. So if I am looking for a specific property, I'm just going to use this one as an example, this 1274 Southeast Bearberry Ave. When you select the property, it automatically pulls over all the information from the MLS. You get to choose your head photo. Usually I kind of just like leave it as is, but if you want to upload a custom image, you can. Because at this point, like you already have the consumer, like you already have the lead information. We are just following through, making sure that all of the property details, and it, you know, creates a nice like little slideshow is there. So that way, when the lead who originally clicked on the ad goes to your landing page, we are promising them everything that we talked about in the ad content, and that coincides with your landing page. We're gonna make sure that your Facebook business page is updated, clean, you know, recent posts are there, it's alive. And then we're gonna just publish it, or you can just save the landing page. Once you publish it, then you'll be able to choose landing page from here and be able to select the page that you just created and add that to your Facebook ad. All right, now we get into the most important details of the Facebook ads. Is when we create our audience. So when it comes to the audience, you have the option, and if this is your first Facebook ad, you're most likely going to create a custom audience. If you have a custom audience saved, or once you create a custom audience for the first time, you'll be able to save it in your saved audience for future ads. You'll be able to target a custom audience. Again, we are the only brokerage where we can specifically target the qualified buyers, sellers, investors, the people that are going to be important to your business. Whereas if you did a Facebook ad directly through Facebook, who knows where that ad is going to get put up in front of, or who knows who's going to see that ad? How do we know that they're qualified buyers? How do we know if they're in the market to sell or invest? So this is going to help us being a Keller Williams agent. It's the one advantage that we have. And you have the ability to also target your database or both. So if you wanted to target your database, maybe it's not just for like a listing, or if it's for a first-time home buyers workshop that has been successful in Daytona, or an open house, you could target your database and it will find your entire database based on Facebook's algorithm. It will track the phone number and email that you have in the contact card, and that ad will show up on that person's profile. You also have the ability to add a location. So location is going to be super important depending on how the market is. You'll be able to select one location for a Facebook ad that you do. If for some reason you want to advertise the same listing in multiple locations, we'll publish the first ad and then we'll go back and then we'll duplicate the ad and change out the location. So it's easy work. It's really just duplicating the ad, changing out the location, and then sending it out. You do have the ability to go up to 50 miles radius outside of that specific location. I can tell you, you know, if you're trying to target a whole city, the 50 miles may be wise. If you are just trying to target your specific farm area, or if you're just trying to target a specific neighborhood, you may want to reduce that down to 15 miles, depending on what the needs are and what your ultimate, you know, goal is with advertising the listing. I can tell you with the locations too, again, use ChatGPT to find out what is most current in the market. So where are buyers moving to from Florida from wherever they're at? What are the most popular locations? So right now, you know, I can tell you that, you know, New York is still good. Chicago, Illinois has been very good. I guess they're saying like Pennsylvania, Ohio. So you might get some of those snowbirds, which isn't bad. I heard Pennsylvania was pretty good. So you want to stick to maybe like a nice, you know, maybe a rural area or the city where you know you're going to get a lot more people attracted to these ads. That might be best. But the one thing that you're not going to want to forget about is going to be including the detailed targeted keywords that only we are specifically allowed to use based on the contract that we have with Facebook. So if you're advertising like a home, some of the popular keywords, and I have like a list of these that I could send out to everybody, but that can include house hunting, mortgage calculator, you know, if you're accepting finance on the home or if the sellers are accepting it, real estate investing, real estate development, real estate appraisal, creative real estate investing, home. I put condominium because that example was a condo, mortgage loans, cash, stock market, stock exchange, luxury vehicles. I like to create different saved audiences, one for homes that are less than 750 in listing price, and then ones for like luxury buyers over 750. So that way you're not gonna bother, luxury buyers with, I don't know, unless they're like an investor or something like that, but like know your audience. And
So do you have to put that in every time or automatically puts it in or?
you put it in the first time, and then my recommendation is to save the audience. So in the future, you don't have to do it again. You could just select from your drop down.
You said you'll send that with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely, you got the cash, you got the market watch. These were specific tags that I use for luxury buyers. I was hesitant about doing like mortgage items, but they still worked. But the one thing is, okay, you're gonna choose your keywords, but you're also going to narrow the audience, and you're going to use 3 specific tags: Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia. So what this is telling me now is that not only am I going to put this ad in front of somebody who is associated with one of these keywords, but someone who's associated with one of these keywords and is affiliated with Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia in some way. That way you can get these qualified leads without paying Zillow, Realtor.com thousands of dollars for them. So if you haven't completely experimented with these Facebook ads, you have the advantage in the industry to get ahead of all your competition by outsourcing internet leads. I believe it was like one of the classes that I took, your online lead generation, your ultimate lead source. It was a class from Family Reunion that I took, and they said, a lot of people say now's the time to be cutting costs and stuff like that, but that's just like a myth. Now would be the time to be running more ads than ever before. So I can totally see that, and I'm just super excited about the fact that they're pretty soon going to integrate, the retargeting with all of this, and then we're also going to have the TikTok ads, and then we're also going to have the Google paid search ads, which again are going to be completely different strategies, but that's going to be something that I'll be teaching classes about as soon as those come out. So just know that if you have this as your audience, you'll have that saved. You'll choose a location to start out with, and you're going to save it. What did I not do? Oh, I don't want to target my database, but we've got that. And I'm just going to click on save, and then you click on save this audience for your future purposes. You can name your audiences, you can delete audiences, and then add them. After you get into the Facebook settings, now we're going to go into lead settings. One thing that I really love is the fact that with the Facebook ads, okay, we already did the work, we got the text, we got them curious about the ad, we got them to click on the ad, they filled out the lead capture form. So now in this section, this lead is coming into us. So if you don't have the KW Command mobile app downloaded already, this is going to be where it's going to play a huge role in your business, because as soon as you start getting those leads, you can get the push notifications on your phone like a text message. So that way you're not missing out on an opportunity to react on an internet lead quickly. Especially if other people are targeting that same person, through internet ads, it's the first person, 85% chance that gets to that lead first. That's the person that they're going to work with, especially if they don't know the other people that are calling them. Like they don't want 20 phone calls. They just want to get somebody and get their house or whatever it is that they're looking for, if it's selling or buying. That's how you do that. So when you get the lead, you have the ability to auto tag the lead when it comes through. So once they're auto tagged, you also have the ability to assign to a smart plan. So this is going to be very important to your business. And also too, one of the newest features came out, especially with the lead management system. So now you can auto tag no matter what type of lead you're getting, whether they're Twitter leads, whether they're coming from a different CRM platform. In your settings, if you go into your lead management, you'd be able to set up different routes for different types of leads and auto tag them, and also assign them to smart plans. But for this specific purpose, we're just focused on the Facebook ads. When these Facebook ads come through, I usually do the tag using the listing. And then I usually make it known that it's a Facebook ad lead, and then I also include the location. The reason why I choose the location inside of the tag is just in case, you decide to advertise the same listing in a different location. You're not going to be confused about where the leads are coming from. And then, you can have some type of conversation starter just based on the location. The most important items to always work on first before you even start doing a Facebook ad or sending one out. I encounter so many times when agents want to sit down with me and, like, I've got to hurry up and advertise this listing, got to put it all together and just like send it out real quick. But it's a lot more to it, especially if you really are looking forward to being, successful with it. So some of the things that we already talked about. So like the Facebook business page, want to make sure that's up to par with everything. Number two, the landing page, making sure it coincides with exactly the text that we're putting out there. But the most important thing that you are going to want to do first before you even send out that ad is have some type of automated follow-up that we use as smart plans for the internet leads that come through. Let's just say, based on Keller Williams Facebook leads algorithm, our agents will get a lead for every $2 that they spend. So let's just say your budget was like $30. Let's say you get 15 leads out of that. It only takes one of those leads to convert into a sale or even a referral in order to get your return on investment. With those 15 leads, I can guarantee you that like not all 15 of them are going to be hot, ready to buy right away. So it's always good to have a backup plan and put them on some type of like drip campaign. So that way you have the touches that you can follow up constantly and it will happen automatically. So that way you're going to be that first person that gets to the lead. So that way you're not going to miss out on an opportunity. With the 15 leads too, it could be a little bit overwhelming, if you're like calling on all of them. But there's always an option too. If you don't want to work all 15 of the leads, that's completely fine. You could always refer them out to other agents, maybe the ones that are wanting to and be willing to work those leads specifically. And you can attach your name to it with a referral. The success stories that I've had, I was telling Kelly a little bit about it earlier too, but Candace Curtis from Daytona, if you ever want to call her, or if you ever have questions for her, she got a buyer from Miami and she got the 2 investors from Southern California based on like the research that we were doing at the time. So she actually ended up spending like $300-400 on Facebook ads, but her return on investment was clear enough because she followed through with all of these steps. I must have had like 2 or 3 appointments with her before we actually sent those ads out. One for like a general, like, almost like a needs analysis, basically like what her goals were, what is it that she really wanted to advertise. She's a firm believer of like the clean marketing look too, not putting like some scrap together and just advertising it. We really went through like the landing page detail by detail. We made sure the professional marketing was branded correctly. We made sure nothing looked wonky. We made sure nothing looked out of the ordinary. We made sure her Facebook business page was completely updated and all of her logos and her pictures were there. She hasn't done the video just yet, but I'm just curious to see if that would make a difference too. But yeah, so after we had all that done, because everything that you put out there, that's a representation of yourself and your business. It's also a representation of Keller Williams. So we just want to make sure that our brand and the way that we're representing ourselves is going to be with that nice, clean look. And then that's what Sarah and I are here to help out with. So if you need us to review anything that you've done, or if you're just having an issue with something just not working right, you could always have us, go into your command profile or whatever website it is to take a look at it. And then we can make the proper suggestions to make it look that much better. But I just believe if you are going to be spending money on this and it's not free, even if it was free, but like try doing like a $30 ad, see what type of results you get out of. It's still money that you're spending, and it should be spent in the proper ways and advertised to the correct people. When it comes to the smart plans and the follow-up, this is an appointment in itself. But I was able to extract the most popular follow-up smart plans from Family Reunion that I'm willing to share with all of you. So it has a smart plan name and it also has an author. all of these smart plans that I'm gonna, I have it on a document, on the Word document, we'll send it out. You can get them from the Smart Plans library, you can download them, so the content's already provided for you. What I like to sit down with the agent, is we go through a couple of smart plans, there's like 10 options. For this example specifically, we can put them, I would say like the Facebook leads follow-up, that's one. My Golden Equity one is good too. And then we'll probably choose like a third one based on your business. But what I really like to do is just go through those types of smart plans and really just make sure that information gets transferred to like your type of information if it needs to, or we just go in and like do some tweaks and make sure that we're following up the way that you'd want to follow up. So that way, when you do start to get these internet leads, you don't have to be like, oh, I called them for the 5th time, you know, it's more like, now we're putting them on an automated smart plan. Your entire business at that point with that campaign is on autopilot. And you're having the follow-up be done for you. So you don't have to worry about that extra work that it takes to work these leads. When they're ready to come around, they'll come around because at least you didn't stop following up. I mean, you could always drop in a call like here and there. But you just don't want to miss out on any type of opportunity whatsoever to not lose them. I know I have my monthly neighborhood nurture as a smart plan here. Just know that you actually have to manually put them onto this smart plan. I only put that here because I just wanted to not forget to recommend some of these great smart plans. But the monthly neighborhood nurture smart plan really is an automated email that will get sent out either once a month or twice a month, whatever you choose, with market stats based on the neighborhood that they were searching. So you add the neighborhood in the contact card first, and then you can add them to the smart plan, but just know it's one of the smart plans that you can keep them on for automated touches. You can even probably use that as like an example of, hey, you know, I see that, you know, you're interested in this property. Is it okay if I at least put you on like a property search, you know, or something like that? But really the information is kind of just like how you saw from the website. It tells you about like, well, what did the locals say about the area? What about the nearby schools, the nightlife in the area, local gyms, restaurants, you know, all types of places. So when we auto tag and then we automatically assign to a smart plan, boom, our business is starting to run on autopilot. And that is how we have the best results with the Facebook ads. Making sure like all the marketing, all the content is correct, your information is good here, having the ability to highlight, you know, features of the property that spark that curiosity, usually using like the one photo here, the just listed, click for price, location, more photos to see your beach getaway, or you can ask, again, if you ever run into any issues or run into like writer's block, everyone should have a ChatGPT account, chat.openai.com/chat. And you don't even have to use this just for like Facebook ads. Again, you can use it for the rest of your business. It'll save you a ton of time by writing your listing descriptions, your newsletter content, your social media content, your bios, your biographies, anything that takes you a long time writing. ChatGPT will do that for you if you need the most effective content too, or if you just want to do some research for the Facebook ad, like the best locations, like how we did here, the best types of landing pages that are most effective, you can ask ChatGPT that too. I know James Strite from the Ponte Vedra office, he wanted to do like a type of video for his new team. And I remember him telling me that he asked ChatGPT what's the best way to create like a marketing video. And ChatGPT like laid it all out based on exactly like what to say, what to do, how many seconds of video do you want in this section here of, you know, your project, and what that video content should be and where you can find it in Canva, and how they edited all that together based on the advice of ChatGPT, which I think is pretty phenomenal. So if you're not already using this for your business in all aspects, the whole idea is to put everything on autopilot and make your business so much smoother than, so that way too, like if everything's on autopilot, you have more time to do that lead generation. You have more time to be out in the field or go to a networking event, do Popeyes, whatever it is that you do to run your business, you'll have more time to do it. So then that's when you have the experts, Sarah and I, here to help you with the technology on the back end to help put that business on autopilot, making sure that you are following up in a way that it doesn't seem robotic or that there's no authenticity to it, because that would be the last piece of losing a Facebook lead or any type of internet lead, is not having that authenticity. So you can be authentic by portraying yourself of who you are, staying true to your values, making a personal connection, whether it be over the phone, you can even do it through text message if you like to send emojis. But inside the smart plans that with the list that we'll send out, you'll be able to just like go through them. If you can't search it by the smart plan name, definitely search it by the author name, it will show up. And then you'll also be able to see those little strategies of getting people on a drip campaign effectively. And I know like in the Facebook lead follow-up, I know it really starts out with saying, you know, what neighborhood are you interested in or something like that, but getting them on like a plan for properties. Like there's a whole, I think it's like it goes on for like 30 days, and then you can make the smart plan like repeat so that it starts all over again. But when you get those internet leads, you're going to find out very quickly too, if they're looking to purchase within 0 to 3 months, if they're like a hot lead, if they're, you know, a warm lead, between 6 to 9 months. And then if you're gonna have to, you know, nurture that for a long time, there's a smart plan for that too. So I also recommend to you, like always having a smart plan for, just in case, even if you have to manually put them onto a smart plan that you know see best fits. I got the smart plans list there, but then it might also be wise just to have a like a hot, warm, cold type of like 3 different smart plans based on those factors. And you can keep those same 3 smart plans for other types of ads that you do, whether it's Google paid search, TikTok in the near future, or any type of like website, personal app URL, that all integrates together and you'll be able to filter those out. But I always say too, get the smart plans done first, have your strategies and marketing tactics ready. When you're ready to do the Facebook ad, or if you want help, even just starting with the smart plans, get with Sarah or myself. We'll be happy to sit down with you and go through exactly what you're doing currently and maybe just give some suggestions on how it could be a little bit better. And then we run the ad, and then that's when we monitor the results. So, okay, cool. Got that done like almost like an hour. So how are you all feeling? Did you find this pretty helpful?
Absolutely.
I really enjoy, you know, helping agents out with their business, watching them get those leads. But I am also a firm believer of just making sure that it's done right. Instead of just like rushing to like put something together just to retarget that. So if you're also looking at other suggestions, if you really don't want to advertise a listing, if it's going to be, there was an agent that got a lead off of the first time home buyer program, if you do like any of those type of events. So that will work, but it worked like one time. So I'm not going to give like any like guarantees that you're going to get good leads off of it, but it wouldn't hurt to try it. I mean, the open houses, and then any type of promotional giveaway, we just would have to talk to Connie to make sure that we're following the compliance rules with all of that. But other than that, I think that, you know, get the good strategy together. We make sure we focus on our business pages, making sure that that's all up to date. We make sure that we draw attention to the follow-up plans and the landing pages. And then we have the correct keywords that we're using based on the audience that we're trying to target. Put that all together. Then we just do the research on the best locations. And then we just watch it flow. Good stuff.
Watch that money come rolling in.
Watch that money come rolling in on autopilot. And again, to you, I mean, like, we're the only brokerage that could do this, and pretty soon we're gonna be able to do it for the Google paid search ads too, which I'm really, really excited about. TikTok is gonna be about targeting more of the millennial audience, but there's a strategy for that too.
Vince, can I ask I have a couple of campaigns running, and this is what we were gonna meet about tomorrow.
Mhm.
And I can't seem to be able to modify them once they're running. Like one of them, what I wanted to do was I kind of wanted to change some things, but I haven't been able to do that.
Yeah, no, you will have to end up pausing the ad, and then what Caleb and I would be able to do is duplicate the ad and put in the changes that you need.
Okay, thank
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I know that you have like an appointment during that time, but if you're available like later in the afternoon, I could totally make that work. Or if you want Caleb and I to work on it tomorrow for you and present like the solutions that we have based on your feedback, we could do that too. I see
Yeah.
Ashley has a hand. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have the 100K mastermind after that, and that campaign was just about to run out, but I figured, like, let me try to stop it and see if I can. But I'm launching 2 new ones anyway, and this reinforced what I had already learned from your previous session. I don't know, sometime last year. So thank you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I appreciate you too. And what I will do is definitely tomorrow, because I'm gonna be in Southside tomorrow, I will make an effort because I still have the email that was originally sent. And I will get with Caleb and we'll take a look at it, and still me and him could still probably meet tomorrow, and then we'll give some suggestions.
Thank you.
Of course. Ashley.
We're here with the whole team watching.
Woo!
We just wanted to, I guess, send some encouragement. Alan told us today that one of the leads that we ran off of the one and only Facebook ad we've ever done as a team a few months ago, he stayed consistent in calling them, and they finally answered. To be a buyer from Michigan. We targeted in one of our listings up in the Michigan area. And I did research based on like you said, with ChatGPT saying who is moving from where. So I just picked Michigan. And that's where we ran the ad, and we got about, I think, 8 or 9 leads. And then we did the lead routing for teams. So if there's anyone, looking to dive more in this from a team, we can speak to that if you would like. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that staying consistent in the follow-up definitely pays off.
No, I appreciate that so much, Ashley. And now that what I'm thinking about too, because I have a meeting with your team, I think towards the end of the month. So if the updates for, the TikTok ads and the Google paid search ads come out at that time, did you want to like maybe try some out?
Yeah, definitely would be open to seeing what could work there.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm super excited. It's a very hot topic, but I love it so much because again, we are the only brokerage that has this type of advantage, especially after Facebook updated their advertising policies. And even if you are able to get your ad to go through directly through Facebook, more often than not, the ad actually ends up getting, becoming failed, or it violates the terms and policies of the Facebook ad. But at least going through command, we're able to get by that a little bit. And we have more success with it for sure, because with Facebook's advertising policies now, you can't specifically target a group of people like the buyers, the sellers, the investors, people who are going to be important for your business. But through command, we can, and those are some of the successes that we want to highlight. So other than that, like I have this session recorded, and as soon as the recording finishes uploading, I'm going to put it onto the Agent Hub, so that way you all have access back to this. And Jose will work on your stuff tomorrow, or at least Caleb and I will in Southside. And then Ashley, totally looking forward to seeing you and your team again soon, Chris and Susan and the rest of and Alan and yeah, Florida
Nick.
local team. Sorry, I distracted. And then Nancy and Amelia Island and Leslie Vitale. I know I'm going to be seeing you all soon too. Cool. Awesome. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Vincent.
Of course.